A British lawmaker files a formal inquiry over the UK government's stance on South Africa's anti-white land reform. That move also raises questions on a possible response from the Trump administration. One America's Kristian Rouz explains.
International concern is mounting over a possible new wave of the global migrant crisis as hundreds of thousands of white South Africans prepare to leave their country. The Rainbow Nation's anti-white land reform is expected to become yet another triumph for far-left policies and white genocide. But leaders of the world's largest powers, including President Trump and British Prime Minister Theresa May, have so far remained silent on the matter, despite an open hostility from South Africa's government.
I think the victory of Donald Trump constitutes a serious threat to the struggle against racism, sexism, and the struggle against xenophobia.
British Conservative MP Sir Paul Beresford recently sent a formal request to the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, inquiring about the UK's stance on South Africa's planned dispossession of its white minority. And a response from Minister of State Harriet Baldwin, a Conservative MP as well, raised some eyebrows as the May cabinet appears to endorse South Africa's far-left policy. Baldwin said South Africa needs a land reform and expressed confidence the government of African National Congress will proceed in line with the rule of law. But in reality, white South Africans are facing what some believe to be a full-scale political terror.
Political leaders using rhetoric that only serves to incite hate and more violence. The president sings, "Bring back my machine gun," while people are murdered by gangs bringing their machine guns. Others tell their followers to invade land illegally while singing "One settler, one bullet."
Meantime, the Trump administration has yet to comment on the issue of suspected white genocide in South Africa, as well as the current state of relations between Washington and Pretoria. In the past, President Trump has called for peaceful cooperation on the African continent. But he hasn't explicitly weighed in on the onslaught of far-left ideologies, violence and rampant crime targeting South Africa's white minority.
The United States will partner with the countries and organizations like the African Union that lead successful efforts to end violence, to prevent the spread of terrorism, and to respond to humanitarian crises.
Some say President Trump's hypothetical endorsement of the Afrikaner people could fuel political tensions in Washington, as far-left ideologies have successfully racialized the issue of land in South Africa. For their part, the Democrats seem to approve of the ANC government, despite their claims of supporting the rights of minorities and higher rates of immigration into the US. Apparently, this stance doesn't apply to white minorities and immigrants.
Countries which rely on rabid nationalism and xenophobia and doctrines of tribal, racial, or religious superiority as their main organizing principle, the thing that holds people together, eventually those countries find themselves consumed by civil war.
And some say a civil war draws nearer as South Africa is gradually turning into a failed state, following the lead of the likes of Venezuela, Zimbabwe and the Palestine.
Our strategic objective is the defeat of white monopoly capital. We will not chase white people to the sea. We will give them potion. Piece by piece.
As of now, the international community views the brewing disaster as a minor regional concern thousands of miles away, while some are even convinced South Africa's political terror serves a noble cause of social justice.
Let me say my biggest worry is that also in Europe, all over the world, countries are becoming more inward-looking. I don't have specific advice for Donald Trump.
And as Afrikaners become just another victim to far-left ideologies, only few seem to realize, after South Africa, their country could be next. Kristian, Rouz, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.